How's it going, everybody? Jack here once again with another unboxing for all of you today. And today I'm going to be unboxing one of Leatherface's neckties from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise. This is the one Leatherface wore in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. Now, for those of you who don't know, you can usually get replicas of Leatherface's neckties from one company and one company only, at least that I'm aware of, and that is a company called Magnolia Clothers. They made replicas of Leatherface's neckties from the first 3 Chainsaw films, and they're pretty good replicas. I have all 3 of them here. This is their 74 replica tie, which is pretty spot on. It is a dark blue with a silvery blue stripe with a white outline. And I'm not nearly as satisfied with this one, but it is a good replica. Here is their Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2 tie. This one I'm not nearly as satisfied with as the tie from the original film, simply because it is lacking details up here. You see, the design, it is pretty much flawless all the way up until it gets to this point. If you have seen behind the scenes photos of the tie from that movie, it is not that short of a design. It continues up for a bit, a couple more loop-de-loops or whatever you want to call them, but on this tie, it just abruptly stops right here. Now this one, I'm almost completely satisfied with if it were not for the missing bit of the design up here at the top. It abruptly stops, the design abruptly stops right here, meaning you can either tie it there, or if you tie it too high, you're just gonna have a design that just cuts off, meaning it's not completely accurate. Now that might be just a little bit of a nitpick on my end, but it bothers me, just a little bit. I don't know if you would consider that a nitpick, maybe, probably, most likely. Me? Nah. It's perfect outside of that though. It's a pretty good replica. As far as I'm aware, it's still the only Part 2 replica tie you can get. Up next is the Part 3 tie from Magnolia Clothers. I don't have much commentary on this one. It is fairly accurate to what we see in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, what we see Leatherface wearing. And the only thing with this one is that it baffles me. For the longest time, you could get your hands on this here tie. You could get your hands on this tie fairly easily, until you couldn't. Eventually, they either stopped making it, or I'm just horrible at searching for it because I can't find it. The only way I obtained this one is through the website of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre gas station. I believe it's just called the gas station, which sells everything Texas Chainsaw Massacre merchandise, and I saw that they were selling the Part 3 Magnolia Clothers tie, and I jumped on that opportunity. So that's how I obtained that one. I'm not sure if they've discontinued it or not, but it seems to be pretty hard to get your hands on. That being said, if you're looking to complete your Leatherface necktie collection or your Part 3 Leatherface cosplay, your options for a necktie seem pretty limited. You can either print your own, which is a difficult task if you don't have the stuff to do it, or you can meticulously paint the design onto an already existing tie, neither of which seem ideal for a guy like me. Because outside of Magnolia Clothers, there wasn't really anywhere else you could get a Part 3 tie. That is until a company called Chainsaw Graphics enters the picture. Chainsaw Graphics announced that they were going to be doing a run of replica ties from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, and everybody got pretty excited about that, myself included. They announced that they were going to be replicating Part 3 ties, so of course I ordered one. So I thought it would be kind of fun to compare the new Chainsaw Graphics tie to the Magnolia Clothers Chainsaw Part 3 tie. So without further ado, let's get into this package. If you're curious about this company, here is their logo and their website, chainsawgraphics.com. I recommend you check them out. They do some pretty cool stuff over there. So right off the bat, I'm saying that this tie is fairly lighter colored than the other one. And that does seem right because I had to do a... Let me go ahead and finish opening this before I provide more commentary. So as you can see, this one is fairly lighter in color compared to the Magnolia Clothers tie, which I believe is actually more accurate to the film. I had to do quite a bit of research on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 when I was doing my Laugh Track Jack movie review of it, and all the behind the scenes photos, the tie looked fairly light in color. So, accuracy for one thing, it has on the Magnolia Clothers tie. Another difference that I'm noticing is that the hexagon polka dots, whatever you want to call them, are more pronounced in the Magnolia Clothers tie. I'm not sure if you can see that very well, but they are more of a definitive shape on this one. But I'm going to trust Chainsaw Graphics on this one. I believe they've done their research and I think they know what's more accurate. Keep in mind, Magnolia Clothers are not a Chainsaw Massacre replica company. They're not like gigantic fans that sit around looking at every last little photograph from behind the scenes they can get their hands on. They're just a company, and they dabble. They dabble in replicating ties and stuff like that. So I'm going to say the winner is this one. So if you're looking to finish your Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 Leatherface costume, or you're looking to expand your horror collection, head over to Chainsaw Graphics and get yourself one of these ties. I believe they're doing Part 3 masks as well, and they're really cool. I'm not sure if it was a limited run or if you could still get them, but they're awesome. On the other side, you can see a little logo for Chainsaw Graphics. Can you see that? It is very, very faint, but it's there. I'm curious about you guys. What do you guys think? Which do you think is more accurate to the film, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3? The Magnolia Clothers or the Chainsaw Graphics tie? My vote goes for the Chainsaw Graphics. I think this one is more accurate, and I think this one is a pretty good replica, but not as good of a replica as this one. But let me know what you think. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm not, because I'm smart, and I know my stuff. I didn't just hit my hand on the table. Thanks for watching, you guys. See you next time.